What's up, everybody? This is the Force of Nature Spiritual Awakening, and today we will be discussing Pluto in the 12th house in the natal birth chart. So, now we're going to break down what Pluto is all about. Pluto is about life, death, rebirth, transformation. It has to do with chaotic and crisis situation. It has to do with trauma, things that went on and took place in your life. Has to do with sexuality, pleasure, taboo sex, taboo knowledge, things that people don't want to discuss and things that people don't even want to talk about. Okay? This is Pluto. Pluto is about getting down to the rawest part of nature. Okay? So a lot of things could be hidden in the house that Pluto rules over, which would be the eighth house. And Pluto is linked to Scorpio. So we already know that Scorpio is very curious, very vicious, can be even vengeful at times. Okay? They can really want to get down to the depth and pull back the layers. So now Pluto in general wants to get down to the depth and pull back the layers, wants to expose shit. All right? Things that are being kept hidden. They want to bring it to the fucking light. Also, it has to do with occult, astrology, and everything of that nature. Okay, so it's a very mystical, magical house. Okay, a lot of magic can go on in this house. A lot of raw, core, hardcore sex can take place with Pluto in general. So now, Pluto also has to do with other people's money, joint finances, investing money, and also your taxes. Okay, so it's a lot going on in this house of Pluto. So now we're going to be talking about the 12th house, which is ruled by Pisces. And Pisces ruling planets are Neptune and it's Jupiter. So we know Jupiter is about the planet of expansion, okay? It's about optimistic, being very much spiritual, of the higher knowledge, wanting to know higher knowledge and philosophical information, okay? But it does bring blessings into your life. Jupiter is a very wise planet, and it is the largest planet in our solar system. But now the 12th house in the natal birth chart is linked to Neptune. Neptune rules over the 12th house. So the 12th house has to do with spirituality. It has to do with your subconscious mind, repressed energy, things that you don't want to let out that you should, but you rather just keep it inside. This is the 12th house. It has to do with jails, prisons, hospitals, all of this type of shit. It also has to do with your past life and the deeds that you have done then. It has to do with your undoings and things that you keep on doing now. Those patterns that you find so hard to break, okay, and let go of. So it can also have addictions. In this house, people can struggle with addictions and sex addiction. All types of things can go on in the 12th house. So it is a very complex house, but it's an interesting house. So now we're going to dive right into this. Pluto in the second house, men and women. These men and women can be very much secretive and private people in general. Okay, they can have a lot of things going on with them inside, and they don't want to fully expose it. They don't fully want to let it be revealed out into the world. And this goes for anybody that's close to them. It doesn't have to be, I'm not going to expose myself to just anybody. No, they find it hard to just expose their complete self to even the most intimate people in their lives, people that they have bonds with and people that they feel like they have an unbreakable bond with. They still find it hard to be able to be more inviting as far as letting out information about things that went on with them and how they really feel deep down inside. It's hard for them to fully be able to explain it. And that's just what it is. So now these men and women can find themselves in some extremely sexual and intense relationships. Okay, they could have a lifelong partner. Okay, okay, that they done dealt with for a long time. And they could come to find out later on that their partner is not who they thought they were, or not even a little bit on who they thought that they were. These men and women can find themselves being manipulated a lot, being lied to, being deceived, okay, all throughout their lives. They're surrounded by this shit, okay? They could have a family, lifelong lineage of family members that are witches, okay, warlocks, into spells and uh, black magic, and also deep rooted into the occult. Okay, their family members could have been very much into astrology and reading cards, okay, casting spells. And a lot of these things could have went on in their family lineage. And these men and women might not even be fully aware or even know the full extent on their family's background and how shit was and how they were into the things they were into, because it could have been very much kept hidden from them. Even if they found out about certain things or had an inclination that this is a little off, or this is something different, they don't really always know for sure what went on, because it doesn't so much have to be their actual parents, okay? It could have been their grandparents or their grandparents' parents, and so on and so on. Okay? This runs deep. These men and women can find themselves in addictions. Addictions as far as drugs, alcohol, they can be sex addicts. Okay? Just trying to find a way to deal and cope with a lot of things that went on in their life. They can really have been exposed to the darker side of life. Early on in life, they could have went through some things that were very traumatic. Um, some things in their life might have even been very much destructive. Okay, they can also have family members that are into criminal activity, going around doing a whole bunch of other kind of shit to get money. Could have been greasy, grimy ass fucking people around these people. Okay, and these men and women had to learn very early to hold these things inside. So now when you hold things inside and you repress your energy, you leave a door open, a big ass door open for it to just arise and over pour out. So now you become a secretive person, and now very much closed in. These men and women can be loners. They can really need their alone time to the utmost fullest a lot of times. And they can go back and forth with themselves, just not really understanding what this shit is all about, what this world is all about. Why do people do the shit that they do? So they could become very good at psychology and being a therapist, being a healer, being able to talk to people that went through similar things that they have been through, because they are so in tune and so equipped with the things that went on in their lives, that now they are intrigued and willing to want to know what's going on in somebody else's mind. How does this make you tick? What makes you mad? What makes you glad? They are now wanting to know these things. Now, as far as their partners go, okay, these men and women can very well find themselves sleeping with somebody that is their damn enemy. Okay, doesn't have their best interest at heart, and actually is their full-blown motherfucking enemy. All right, so you got to be cautious with who you have sex with, who you make love to, who you decide you want to fuck, who you give your energy out to, especially in a relationship, because they have the ability to take on other people's emotions, other people's feelings, other people's trauma, pain, and crises. All right, so you want to be careful that when dealing in a relationship, that the person that you with is truly ultimately down for you. Not because they're down for you in certain situations, but they have to be down for you all across the border, because this is the area where it could definitely be tricky. You could come to find out that your partners are actually very devilish and very demonic in nature. Okay, so this is a tricky fucking placement. Um, Also, with this placement, these men and women could have had somebody try to do spells on them, black magic on them, cast spells on them, really try to alter what their destiny was going to be in this life, trying to just really, you know how you have somebody hating on you. Okay, so now it's one thing to have somebody that hates on you, but it's another thing when somebody sits out a hit out on you so that bad shit could just keep on fucking being in your life. This is what happens in this placement. If you have Pluto in the 12th house, you can have people that hate your motherfucking ass, just hate your guts, and wishes bad shit on you. All right, and people can go to the absolute extreme. Okay, praying on your downfall, wishing chaotic situations into your life, hoping that your relationships break down to full blown ashes, hoping that you lose your damn mind. So this shit is real. This shit is real. Um, and these men and women can sense in themselves that there's people that are out to get them, people that talk about them behind their backs, and that really don't give a damn about them. They can really feel this out, but it is hard for them to determine who it is for sure. Okay, these men and women can go to the extremes to prove their love to people. So now, when it comes down to that, they can definitely um, try to go above and beyond, especially if somebody that they hold dear to them expects them to do certain shit. They can do more than what they really feel like they're capable of, but they'll go to great lengths just to show you that I care, just to show you that I love you, like I said I love you, just to show you that I'm there. These men and women are very strong, but they do like to hide their weakness from people. So on the outside, they look very much um, like they have it together. But inside, there's something going on where they are actually breaking down. A lot of times, these men and women can feel like they are to the breaking point where they're absolutely losing their damn minds because they're taking on too much. They're taking on other people's emotions and feelings. They're taking on the emotions and feelings of the world, of the whole damn collective. Okay, now this is some strong shit to deal with. Okay, you take on everybody's feelings and emotions, even out in the world. So these are the type of people that can see somebody struggling in the street, homeless, adult, don't have nowhere to go, somebody in police brutality, getting beat up by the police, and they take this shit on and embrace it like now this is something going on with them. It's just they pull it in towards them. So they really do take on the burdens of others, whether it's in their family dynamic, their relationships, their friendships, and out into the world. They put it on a damn selves. They put it on a damn self. Another thing with this placement, they can find themselves to be in a love-hate relationship where they absolutely love their partners, but the partner also makes them want to hate them at times. Okay, they can even be in a relationship where it has broke down and they're not in this relationship anymore, and they still carry this love-hate relationship. Like, I love this person, I got love for this person. Now they might not be still in love with you, but they can have love for you, don't wish bad shit on you. But then it could be times where they'll be prone to fucking hate your ass the same damn way, just as passionate as they love you. They hate you too, because you get on their damn nerves. And this is big with this placement: love hate relationships. Now, with this placement, they could have had a mother that definitely really did try to protect them, tried to make sure that everything was in place. When having the Pluto in 12th house, your mother could have really struggled to get you out, struggle with complications, which is the physical birth. But now, when you come into this physical world, you are the one that has now changed your mother's life. Okay, now it could have been very much that she felt like she had to become this survivor person now. And now, because of this, she wants to protect and shield you from all of this harm of the world. Okay, you could have had a father that was a very much controlling father. Okay, your father could have been in the household, but he didn't have to be. He didn't have to be. But this is the type of father that you would have had, very domineering. Okay, wanted things to go his way. Okay, had a lot of shit to say. That very much masculine energy was presented by the father. Moving back into the Pluto in the 12th house, men and women. These men and women, they really deal with trust issues and find it very difficult to be able to trust somebody on the utmost level. Okay, a lot of things went on in their life. They have been surrounded by a lot of chaotic situations, crisis after crisis after crisis in their life. Very much exposed to the dark side of life. So now for them to reveal everything to you is going to be nearly impossible because they don't want this shit to come up or get thrown back in their face. So a lot of times these men and women can find that when they get tipsy, get drunk, or they're high from whatever preference of drug they decide they want to do, this is when they're going to probably expose things out of them that they didn't want to expose. And then later on, days later, they'll think about it, ponder on it, and really beat themselves down, feel a way that they allowed themselves to become vulnerable on an emotional level, on a mental level, to be able to come out and fully express this to you. So they can really feel like, damn, I fucked up. I shouldn't even have said that. Like I said too much. I'm bugging. I'm wilding. You know, I was twisted. So I really didn't want to say all of that, but I said all of that. And they can really become very angry with themselves, exposing information that they did not intend to expose it to. Now, this could be to a very close friend, but this also could have been to just somebody in a group setting and you're just getting fucked up and you're just talking. But a lot of times it's going to definitely 9 times out of 10 be somebody close to them where they did expose something. It's not going to just be a damn associate. All right. Also with this placement, these men and women, they can really go down to their instincts, okay, and look at other people's motives. Okay, they have an eye to figure out and pinpoint who's doing what and what's going on. Okay, and they can become very much overreacting. Their actions, they can take some full blown action, so you could definitely get into uncontrollable world whims. All right, they can have fights, they can have brawls, they can get into intense disputes. Okay, they can really know how to pop off, and they will get even much very destructive, okay, and pound your ass out when they feel like they are being manipulated, when they feel like they have finally came to terms with this is what you was trying to do to me. These men and women don't like people in their business. They don't like people prying on their business or trying to get information out of them that they're not willing to expose or give out. So just leave these men and women alone about things that go on in their relationships, their families, and things like that. Don't try to consistently provoke them, because you'll provoke some different shit out of them. Just know it. Don't like people in their business. They don't damn like it. So leave it alone. These men and women would do very well as far as being counselors, healers, therapists, working in the hospital or a rehab, okay? They really have a niche for these things, all right? Please keep that in mind. These men and women, they can really peep out people's vibes, all right? I'm just going to let you know what it is. I'm going to let you know what it is because you might have this placement, but if you don't, you might know somebody with it. And what this does is it lets you know levels to a person. That's just what it is. It lets you know their full intensity, okay? And these men and women are intense. Shit. Okay, they suffered a great deal of pain, Okay, a great deal of loss. A lot of things could have went on in these men and women lives, and they can very much be into self-denial. They can be in denial about what their issues are, what's really going on with them, what took place with them, what really affected them to the most deep-rooted core. They can find it hard to really get in touch with what went on and what makes me so frustrated, what makes me so angry, what makes me so on go mode, what makes me so triggered. Okay, these are the type of men and women that can be triggered by things, events that go on and take place that can really put a toll on them. All right, they can be very reactive and really want to be very much destructive. They can come at you in the most craziest ways when they feel like you're being spiteful, when they feel like you're coming at them. They will come at you harder than what you even intended was going to happen. You got to be cautious. They could have had a lot of loss in their family. Okay, somebody could have actually died. Somebody could have just got arrested. Okay, it could have been somebody that was dear to them. These men and women could have went through abuse. Could have been in abusive relationships. All right, and in the family dynamic, there are many secrets, many stories that have not been told, that may not even be told today. But these are the type of men and women that can uncover secrets, okay? They can uncover the truth. They can really get down to the depth. And because they were surrounded by all of this shit, okay, dark rooted shit these men and women had to deal with throughout their life. And because of this, these men and women can be highly manipulative and deceitful themselves. Whether you want to believe it or not, you can. Because you know what? Anybody can if they fucking feel like it. So now, you can feel like this when you want to. And that's just the bottom line. Okay? But even though you can be highly manipulative and deceived, this can also happen to you. And now when this happens to you, you don't like it. And you don't respect it. And now you want to act on it. You feel like you have to act on it. So you can definitely, Pluto in the 12th house, men and women, you can definitely be masters at uncovering your true self, your true identity, who you truly are. You can be a master in this area to know who you are deep down to the core. And that's a beautiful thing to know and understand, that you'll be able to master and have mastery in your own damn soul. Okay? You could have been really into some criminal activities yourself, and even your family, as I said earlier. And you could very much have a lot of bitter thoughts towards people who doesn't appear like they have went through the storm. All right, if you see somebody that seems like they're doing very well for themselves, seem like they have it all going on and going well for themselves, you guys can definitely look at them as they didn't go through enough shit. They didn't weather a storm or as many storms as you, because you dealt with so much. You feel like a lot of people have not encountered or have been entwined in these things, and that is not true, because everybody in this world has a damn story, has an obstacle and a mountain to climb. So just because it appears this way doesn't mean it is that way. It could have took a lot of hell and hot water for somebody else to get to where they're at. Please keep that in mind. But sometimes these men and women just personally just know people that had a different kind of life. Okay, didn't have the life and didn't have the struggle the way that they did. And they can become very bitter, envious, and jealous because of it, because they had a rough, difficult life. They had a hard time dealing with a lot of different things. And they can very much hold some damn grudges. They can look at shit like, you ain't been through enough. You ain't been through hell and hot water. You don't know what it's like to go and not know what the fuck you're going to eat. You don't know what it's like to not know if you're going to be able to stay at this person's house or not, because you ain't got a place to go. You don't know. And this is how these men and people men and women look at shit a lot of times, okay? Um, you men and women, Pluto in the 12th house, you may not recognize your own flaws, okay? Things that go on with inside of you and things that you do to other people. You might not even see where you're doing it the wrong way, but sometimes you are. So you need to take a little bit closer look at that. Also, you could have seen your parents struggling in life to make ends meet. Your parents could have been struggling with money, could have been struggling just power struggles. Your parents could have been into confrontation with each other, fighting, arguing. Maybe even have been that your parents were in an abusive relationship with each other, okay? Not quite seeing eye to eye, not being able to fully mesh very well, okay? Now, however, it could be that they did mesh very well, but they still had arguments, or maybe things weren't so great on the financial side. Okay, and maybe one was more of a provider and the other one was a lacker. Okay, all of these things could take place in this placement. Okay, please keep this in mind. But yes, you can be prone to heavily being on drugs, heavily oversexed, and just wanting to really fuck a lot. Okay, wanting to get down to it, wanting to drink a lot of alcohol, wanting to smoke a lot of bud. This could be you. You could really feel like you need to escape in this way from the day to day world and just want to be able to be more laid back and relaxed. And these are the things that you find to be your outlet at times, okay? You can have a lot of emotional issues, okay? So it can be a lot of built up rage, a lot of built up anger inside of you. You need an outlet. And a lot of times, what these men and women need is to release all that repressed energy, because that's exactly what it is. It's repressed energy, anger, frustrations, life crises after life crises after life crises that just don't seem to go away in their minds, in their souls. Okay, it's very much present and it's very much new. So you need to release that. You need to speak up when things bother you. But the thing that you guys find is that when you speak up, bad shit happens. Okay? You feel like once you say what it was on your mind, now you have opened up a can of worms, and now shit about to be different and shit about to be real in here tonight. This is the thing that happens with you guys. You can have a lot of secret love affairs, okay? And really dream of a real kind of love, a real kind of intimacy, okay? These are the type of men and women that would fuck you crazy, okay? And they can even draw in obsessive partners, okay? People that don't want to let go of what they have with them, because these type of men and women, they will blow your mind in sex. They will blow it off. They will, they will, they will do some things to you, okay? Some things that even when you're not around them, you're thinking about the sex. Okay? So, like I said, their relationships, though, however, gotta remember back to the earlier part of the video that you can find yourself, though, dealing with somebody that is your enemy, somebody that's not truly genuine. Okay? It may look like they're genuine to you in the beginning, but you could come to find out that later on, that people that you deal with, friends, family members, even doesn't have to be an intimate relationship, but it could be. You could find out that people who say they are who they are not who they say that they are. And this is what happens with these men and women. They come to find out people's truth. They come to find out who the fuck you really is and who you thought you were. No, they're not into that shit no more once they reveal and expose it out of you, because now they know, and now they could see you for who the fuck you really is. You have to remember that in this placement that Pluto is now entering the 12th house, which is Neptune, that brings illusion, confusion, haziness, and being chaotic, where Pluto is about chaos too and being very destructive. Okay, but it's about pulling back layers. So it's about uncovering all that foggy haze of bullshit. Oh yeah, they're gonna uncover it and it's gonna come to light. And when they find out, they're gonna be highly disgusted, but they're gonna be grateful to know that they figured it out. They figured out that you are not who you are. And because of this, now it can be easier for them to see for future relationships, for future friendships, or other friendships that they do have, family members. Now they can pinpoint who is who, and they're going to know how to discern and decipher. Where earlier it was very unclear, it was very hard for them. It won't be anymore. These men and women can definitely feel like that they are being blamed for shit in their families, in their friendships, and in their relationships. So they could very much feel like they are a victim. Okay, feeling like why does this keep happening to me? Why is this going on? You know what I mean? Just a lot of that going on. Very much a victim nice kind of person. These men and women can really deal with that. And they can also be very much transformative. These are the men and women that are going to transform themselves into something completely different. So where they were a certain kind of way once upon a time, they have the ability and they are going to do it in this damn lifetime. They're going to transform. I was about to fuck up on that word because I'm into this shit. They are going to transform their whole identity, their whole views, their whole personality, their whole beliefs on how things are. Because early on in life, these men and women were lied to a lot, deceived a lot, and manipulated a lot. And the great news is that these men and women are still going to be surrounded by it. But the good news is they're going to know how to uncover it. They're going to know how to get down to the depth. They're going to know how to pinpoint who's real, who's fake, what path they should take, what road they should go. And they're going to be able to fully grasp and understand that this is who I am. I'm not who they said I was. I'm not who you thought I was. I am who I am, and I'm going to rock out the way I'm going to be. These are these men and women. So I'm definitely going to leave this on this note for now. In future videos to come, I will go more into depth into this placement. This is a powerful placement to have. If you have this, it's very, crazy and mysterious, but it's very empowering and it's very enlightening. Okay, so be sure to check out my online store. It is Grammy Gear at www.grammygear.com. If you need a caterer, be sure to hit me up at supremeroyalcatering at gmail.com. If you need my husband to do any work to your home, swimming pool, or business, be sure to hit him up. His business is Steve's Handy Helpers. All right? And you can hit him up at ronnesbitt90 at gmail.com. If you need me to break down your birth chart, it will be $70. Okay? If you need to do it, I can break it down. You can fully understand and grasp what is going on in your world, in your life. It will be $70. If you need a compatibility chart, synastry chart, or a composite chart, it will be $90. So this has been a Force of Nature. Spiritual awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all. And I will see you on the next one.